All right. So we have Pete's 40th birthday coming up, and you guys have brought Sam Binga, which is big deal.
Big deal.
Big deal.
Time. Big tings. Sam Binga, very notorious and wonderful drum and bass producer, but really a founder of like the halftime vibes from like 2013, 2014, around then, that were coming out of Critical, alongside like Alex Perez and Omunit and Halogenics, that whole crew. Nothing but vibes back then. That's when I discovered him. Pete and I caught him in Columbus for one of their barbecues 6 years ago. This is actually like the same time frame when we saw him 6 years ago.
So this is an anniversary.
Almost, yeah. And he doesn't know it. He's coming into big celebrations and has no real clue. He's coming from like bigger shows than us too. So he's like LA this weekend, and I think San Francisco, and then a big festival in Mexico, and then coming a little in Annapolis. Denver's before us too. So he's got big nights of like really well established crews and stuff, and then coming to us. But we're going to show him a good time. He plays a range of like drum and bass and kind of footwork, juke. Right now he's really pushing UKG through his own label, which is Pineapple Records. He focuses on MCs a lot. He really loves them. So if you don't like MCs, he might not be your bag. But they should be your bag because they are dynamite MCs. But not just your traditional like jungle, more of like a hip hop influence, very lyrical. So yeah, with birthday celebrations, it's also somewhat our 8-year anniversary is Nap Dnb. So like I said, a lot of good times. Our friend Aaron Notice is coming home from California to play. So just should be a dynamite party on a Tuesday night, and everyone should come help us make it bigger and better.
That's awesome. I'm actually super excited about Notice because I met him with Mary a long time ago and hadn't seen him spin since he absconded. So when I saw that he was on the bill, I was very, very, very excited.
Yes, I was. When I knew that I was in talks to bring Sam, I messaged him and discreetly said, you should make a plan to come home for Pete's birthday. And he said, okay, why? And I just said, just do it. And he was like, okay. He knows me well enough to know that I was up to something. So then about a week later, I messaged him again and said, Sam's coming. You should really come home. So Aaron is who went with us to see him in Columbus. So again, it's like anniversaries, the whole crew back for the same night. We're doing 2 hours, 2 for Sam. So it is a long time to get to know like his style, and he will go through a range of genre. It's not just going to be 2 hours of like drum and bass or just UKG or something. It will be a lot of flavor.
I'm really excited. I actually did my homework on this one.
Nice.
And I was very excited because, little known fact, I really love trap. I grew up in Florida.
All right.
Okay. And like Yellow Claw is one of my favorite things. I will squat all day to Yellow Claw. I know I don't look like, okay. So I know you can imagine little me, Suncoast Music Festival, being me, being like, oh my God, Yellow Claw, yes, squats. Like just having a great time. And everyone's looking like, what is going on with this little woman over here? She does not look. I was like, nope. I absolutely love it. And he has a track that I found, and I was just blown away, like really blown away because of the versatility. Because I'm going through, like, I just put on Spotify and was like, okay, Sam Binga, like all of it, just so I could get an idea of what I like. And I happen to love like what he does with the MCs and stuff, and because I really like. You can drive a lot. So I was really excited. I like a lot of tracks. He's got this one track I really, Rude Girl. That is my tune. Fire. Saved it immediately. So super excited.
Yeah, I'm just so excited to hear that one live. Like, definitely will be like having a real meltdown for that one. So everyone stay out of my way.
Clear the dance floor.
Clear the dance floor. I mean, don't, but be ready for me to be acting wild. He actually has a grime label as well with hieroglyphics.
Oh, cool.
I have to get back to you on the name of it because I don't know it off the top of my head. But yeah, they are just, their idea of dance music in general is much more inclusive of a hip hop scene in in Bristol where they're coming up, that I think is starting to be reflected in the US a little bit too, and kind of in similar ways.
Absolutely. I've seen a lot of it. I tend to listen again, like at Discover Weekly, and also listening to the top drum and bass tracks right now, and which I cycle through a lot. So I've been really, really excited because I've seen a lot of songs that don't just have parts of hip hop in them, that are actually incorporated.
Yeah.
And it's a whole track within. It's awesome. It's really awesome. I really, really dig it.
Yeah. Sam was like, when we saw him in Columbus, and he probably still was big into like the San Francisco hyphy sound. That's where like a lot of his jukey footwork stuff was influenced by. He has a song with Paul Wall, because he has like a deep love and admiration for Paul Wall. So all Paul Wall fans come out. He'll probably play that tune as well. And that was like just a lucky chance kind of situation that he happened to be in Houston and Paul was in town, and somebody that was at Sam's show knew that Sam wanted to meet him and made it happen. And we got a cool little like hip hoppy, grimy tune out of it, which was delightful.
It's absolutely like bliss to my ears. I'm super, super excited. And I know you guys are going to have both rooms going. Is that correct?
Yeah. So, and a bit of bad news, Cola had to drop off. Yeah, had some like family health emergency that unfortunately derailed his plans for touring. So just Aaron, we may be throwing some friends back there with him to help fill out those 2 hours. But basically just like kind of chiller stuff going on there for a couple hours, and then we'll shut it down when Sam goes on at 11. So he'll play 11 to 1. And then I think Renton's closing, so he'll ride it out until we shut it down. But all the dudes are coming through strong with drum and bass before Sam. Rich will probably play some of his like footworky kind of vibes. And then Kyle, Grimy Kids, likes to play some older school stuff, maybe some of the halftime joints. Not sure what Pete has up his sleeve for his birthday.
Nobody ever knows.
He never knows.
That's and that's the beauty of the mystery. It's like a live creation every time.
An enigma.
Yes, a massive mystery. I'm really excited. So, where did you how long have you guys been like planning this?
Since like January. That's when we found out that was like a possibility that he was even coming. And then when I reached out, then we found out that not only was he coming, but it was going to line up with our Tuesday. That was like a jackpot. Like we a lot of times miss out on bookings because our Tuesday falls just outside of when someone's arriving in the country or just after they're leaving. So we've missed out on like tons of people that we really were like ready to make a move on, and it just didn't work. So this one really we were set up perfectly to get him from one side of the country to the other. Happy to be a little bit of a flyover. He's hanging out with us in Indy for an extra day, which is cool. So we get to give him a little bit of like Hoosier hospitality extra. So
nice.
Don't fuck it up, Indy.
Yeah. Get out there and you be nice. You hear that? Nice. You be nice and respectful. Mind your manners. Mind your manners. I'm really very excited for this as well. And, I'm excited because I get to bring my little GoPro. So that will be
sweet.
Yeah. So
nice.
I'm very, very excited.
Yeah. I think we'll be seeing a lot of people from like out of town, some travelers coming through. Sounds like, it's a big deal. We haven't had somebody this big. I think in 4 years is the rough estimate. None of us can remember. So it's been that long. Definitely prior to COVID. So it's 2 at a minimum. But it had been at least a year, if not longer, before that, since we'd brought through a headliner of like a international proportion, and had been really kind of, I think, waiting to. And we want it to. A long time we were bringing kind of like old school Aphrodite types, which is great, and love Aphrodite and like old school till the day I die. But we do listen to some more like progressive sounding drum and bass type stuff. And we want to try and work on educating our friends and people outside of even the drum and bass scene. We know we have Kiefer Ian and Sweater Disco, who are so hip to like just the underground in general, that I can go to them with some of our drum and bass people, and they're like totally in love with it, even though they wouldn't normally be like, oh yeah, let me listen to some drum and bass right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Sam's a really good example of that, of like what drum and bass can be. He can play anything. Like he will come to you and put down like a straight rude boy jungle set, but also like play something like super like progressive and maybe like minimal at halftime and like spaced out and trippy. So there's a lot of room to play in the genre, and that's becoming, I think, more embraced than it has been in a long time.
The genre has definitely become a lot wider. And I think it's helped to incorporate and also draw back, things from, going so far off base. It's like, it's really helped. The more that this whole encompassing genre grows, the more that, people go looking for roots, which is nice. Because I hear a lot of that coming through now in artists that I would not have expected.
Yeah.
Like at all. I mean, if somebody could have told me I was going to be listening to Steve Aoki do a drum and bass with Crass, I was like, what? What? I'm sorry. I didn't know that the drum and bass, Crass and Steve Aoki were all going to go in a sentence together.
I don't understand the words that you were saying.
I know, me neither. I didn't understand what I was reading, and I had to listen, and I was like, what's happening right now? I don't understand. But there it was, and it was decent.
Never thought I'd hear Roscoe do a jungle set, but
I heard that.
EDC, baby, that thing is magic.
Yeah. No, because I heard that recently. Like, it came on one of my Discover playlists. I was like, what? Who is this? Yeah, I saved it. It's on there. Oh yeah. I mean, I've heard a lot, and I've even heard it down even in down in the roots, man. I can't tell you, I've been to a couple of Altered Thursdays where I have heard straight up jungle.
Yeah.
Or, drum bass, or these people are starting to bring it in and sneak it in, and it's getting, but I am living for it.
Yeah. And I mean, I hate to say it, but TikTok has been real helpful.
Yeah.
You get people like Pink Pantheress. There's some other like British female rappers and like grime guys that are using
grime has brought a lot
drum and bass in their tunes straight forward. They're not masking it. And there's, wanting people to know that they are, using these genres and they are rapping over it or whatever. And that goes out to an international audience in a way that it hasn't before. And now, so people here, they like Pink Pantheress and they find out that they also like maybe Etherwood. Then they also like, from there, they just go down into the hospital rabbit hole. And then that can take you and spit you out anywhere, depending on who you like and what you don't like. So, thank God for the internet in some ways because of it.
No, it's true. It's true. I've recently turned a friend of mine who does hip hop onto not only grime but drum and bass, and it's been through sending her tracks like this.
Yeah,
and she was like, I like this, and I'm going to see if I can get her to come out, because I think she'd really, really enjoy it. I mean, and she's not like a stranger to electronic music by any means, but she was really liking the tracks I sent her. So I'm really excited, because I have to say I'm like a little luck evangelizer. It's just not about God. It's about drum and bass.
Same.
Yeah. Just like to be like, just go put a little drum and bass on it.
That's how, I'm not that in people's faces necessarily anymore, but that's how I am about like flyering in weird places. I will ask people that come in, I work part-time at Global Gifts, and if somebody looks like they might potentially have a little bit of like alternative edge to them, and we're chit-chatting about my regular job stuff, I will ultimately find a way to say, do you like dance music? I don't even make it about drum and bass, just dance music. And there's a lot of times they're like, yeah.
I just put it on in the background. People have come over. I'll be like, yeah, let me throw some music on real quick. And people will be like, what track who does this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And it works like a charm. Just have it around.
The seduction.
That's right. Just, just like it's like subliminally.
Yeah. We had people showed up at the first coterie we did at Black Circle that were regulars of Black Circle, did not know that the event was happening, showed up to just drink and commiserate on a Friday night, and found a packed house and JD playing drum and bass. And
I have that.
We're super into it.
Yeah.
Because he brought obviously his traditional kind of liquid, sultry, but like very vibey, with a little bit of punch. And these are like metal guys, and they were totally digging it.
There's some lurky stuff too, which I really enjoy too. I love that stuff. I really do. It does something. It does something for me. It's back to that thing about squatting again.
Yeah.
It just makes my day. It just and I love it. So I'm just super excited to have this it's a once in a lifetime kind of an opportunity to see somebody in this kind of an intimate setting.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about, like I said, he's coming from Tulum, Mexico. There's a new drama-based festival that I think this is the first year.
Well, things are blowing up down in Mexico right now.
So this is the site where there's normally like a house and techno festival that happens down there. And it's like, I guess like from when I've seen pictures, it's everything's very recessed in the jungle. They shuttle you in kind of stuff. So drum and bass out there seems like an absolute heaven.
That sounds like it would be massive.
She'll be here all week. Folks.
Yay.
But so he'll be coming for something like that. Thousands and thousands of people. LA, definitely thousands of people going to those shows. San Francisco, probably big shows as well. Several hundred. I don't know what their count is. Going to come to Indy, and we have a max head count of 125 in the mall. Pretty incredible. Yeah. You'll be able to stand at the bar and chat shit with a big timey type producer DJ from the Big Brother country that created this genre. And that's pretty excellent, if you ask me.
So, I mean, are you saying that we really only have 125 spaces?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I think that is a really, now when you put it like that, it really doesn't leave a whole lot of room. I'm really excited that I grabbed my tickets the minute that they went up.
That's why we put them up so early, so people made sure they had a spot reserved.
Reserve your spot.
Yeah, if you get on that Eventbrite site.
Get it.
It's on the posters. It's on the flyers. There's a QR code, so you can take you straight there.
I will also be putting links to this.
Sweet.
Yep, absolutely. I will be linking to this to your Eventbrite as well as to the Facebook page.
Awesome. Appreciate that.
Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Anything else that you'd like to say to our lovely listeners?
See you April 12th. Doors open at 8. Don't be late. Wear your dancing shoes.
What's our ages?
21 and over, this one. Yeah. Goes till 2:30 or whenever Rob kicks us out.
Yay!
Lordy, Lordy, look who's 40.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Happy birthday, Pete. All right, guys. This is Aggressively Positive. Signing out.